All right, for my adult children of aging parents out there, let's do another video in our adult children of aging parents video series. Let's talk about procrastination. This is going to be a hard discussion for several people because procrastination it's a human behavior. We all do it. But when it comes to procrastinating with mom or dad's estate or putting them into a new community, because you're putting it off and you know that they need to go to assisted living or something, it can cause major problems, especially with the elderly population. Having worked in assisted living, I could see this, having sold houses, having done estate sales, all of the things that are involved with elderly parents. I have been a part of those situations with families, and I will tell you that procrastination is a real problem that needs to be addressed. So let's talk about some of these things and some of these aspects of taking care of your parents or their estate, where procrastination could really lead to some severe financial consequences. So first of all, let's talk about procrastinating on moving mom or dad into an assisted living or assisted living community, or moving out of a house where they're living by themselves. When mom or dad are still driving and they're still taking care of themselves in a house, it's very tricky to know when it's time to make those decisions. But a lot of times kids know when it's time, they just put off making those decisions because the decisions are hard. You will start to see red flags when it comes to a parent. Either they're falling a lot, or they're having trouble driving. Like, you're starting to get really nervous with them driving around in a car. You're noticing that when you go over to the house that they're not doing laundry, or they're not cleaning like they used to. Their house is a lot more messy than it ever was going to ever be. These are kind of things that start to tell you that it's time to really have those conversations, which hopefully you're having conversations before that. But if you're not, that's when you want to start doing it. The issue that comes from waiting too long with this is going to be that it's going to stem from mom and dad's health and possible financial repercussions that come from driving houses into sides of garages and driving, having accidents in a car. That happened a lot. And honestly, whenever I was in assisted living, that was probably the number one catalyst for why people they would move mom or dad. They got lost. Maybe their dementia had gotten so bad that they got lost in a car and didn't know how to get home, or they had literally run into the side of their garage because they couldn't stop the car. They've run into buildings. They have stopped on train tracks and not been able to get off. Like, there's all these automobile situations that happen, and that really pushes a lot of people into decision making, because now you're dealing with a real safety problem. But those could be very costly when it comes to repairing a home that has had that type of damage. So there's that type of procrastination. There's also the procrastination of selling the home and liquidating the contents of a home. The procrastination from the liquidation of contents comes because it's very overwhelming to do that. That's why people hire estate sale companies, because looking at an entire house's contents, they just go, I don't even know where to start. I don't know what to do. It's too much. I don't know how to even begin. So what happens is they just don't go over there, because the thing is like, when you're dealing with someone else's house that you don't have to live in, you don't have to see it all the time. So you can just avoid going over there. And that's what a lot of people do. And then when they walk in, they're just immediately felt with these overwhelming feelings of, I have no clue where to start. So they just put it off and put it off and put it off. And what happens at that point is the stuff becomes less valuable because it's been in a house that nobody's taking care of. It gets really dusty. It gets really grimy. If you're leaving stuff in a garage that nobody's moving it around, things can become rusted, they can become destroyed, and now all of a sudden all the value of all the things inside of the house, the longer they sit there with nobody in it, it's making it harder to get rid of it and making it hard to get as much money as you can from it. And it's a weight, it's a burden Okay, so if you know that you have got to go over there and take care of mom's stuff, that is a huge burden. It's a monkey on your back. It's something that it's an albatross wrapped around your neck. You're like, it's always in the back of your mind that this is what you need to do and you don't know how to do it. This is where professionals come in. I actually have a learning course that's just about this. I'll put a link to it in the description, but it is designed for families that are trying to liquidate the contents of their home and they don't want to use an estate sale company, or they can't for whatever reason. Talks about, you know, how to work with your family members, and procrastination with family members. So if you have a family member who's like, oh, I meant to come get mom's, you know, bedroom set 6 months ago and never showed up. It's like you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting and things never happen. So that video series, you can buy it it's very affordable. It's a cheap course that you can take and your whole family can take together, to get the contents of your home liquidated. If you can hire an estate sale company, just hire an estate sale company. But the third and major thing that procrastination, where it can cause some real issues, is if you're waiting to sell a house. First of all, it is never advisable for a house to sit empty for any long length of time. It's very hard on the person that's taking care of the house to sit there and take care of an empty house. I've worked with several clients before where luckily they live close to the house. They live close to mom and dad. But I mean, with this kind of weather we've been having in Texas over the last year, the immense amount of rain, the wind, the freezing temperatures, like you're having to go over there constantly and see did a branch fall on the roof? Is there a leak in the roof? Did the pipes freeze? Did we lose a window? There's all these things. And so it's a full-time job just going over there and taking care of that, making sure the grass is watered, making sure that the sprinkler system is working. It's just one thing after the other. And that's what happens when you're taking care of these houses. So getting rid of it, getting it out of your hands is going to be really, really important. But the other thing too is the things that you don't see. So those are all the things that you do see. It's the things that you don't see that can cause you a lot of problems. The things that you don't see when nobody's looking. So you don't know that, the bathtub's had a leak in it for, months, and you never go into that bathroom because there's no reason to, so you've never seen it. And now it's a huge problem that is going to result in changing the pipes in the bathroom as opposed to changing something simply earlier, something like that. That is a problem with it becomes deferred maintenance issues. And you can watch my video on deferred maintenance, but that is really going to affect the value of a home in this market. If you have a lot of deferred maintenance and you're not there to take care of it really well, it's going to really hurt the price of the house. So you don't want to put it off longer than you have to. I understand there's going to be times that a house has to sit vacant, but the longer that it sits there empty, the more that you're asking for trouble to come when it comes to things that might happen to it. The other procrastination that I'm seeing is as a result of the market that we're in. If you procrastinated and you had a house to sell in 2023, when the market was the hottest that it's ever been, and you said, well, we'll just wait, I'm sure the market will stay this way, and you procrastinated, now you're in this market. And this market is very hard for sellers. So you're not going to get the price that you would have gotten 2 years ago. But the idea that the thing that procrastinates people when it comes to adult children, is if your mom or dad does not need the money right now, then you don't have any sense of urgency to sell that house. So I see a lot of people that are like, we're not in a hurry to sell the house. We don't have to sell the house. Mom and dad doesn't need the money right now. But at the same time, I see the frustration that they have with having to take care of the house when there's a problem with the house. It's like there's always something wrong. You can't ever go out of town, because if you go out of town, then there might be something that happens to the house while you're gone, and or whatever the case might be. There is just going over there and having like you had the same windstorm in your city. Now you have 2 roofs to take care of that were damaged instead of just one. That's hard on people. But they'll put it off and right now what they're doing is saying, I'll wait until the market gets better, or I'll wait until a buyer comes in and gives me what I want. These are not helpful, and they're not going to lead you. They're not going to help you in selling of the house. First of all, in this market right now that we're in, I can't speak to how the market's going to look in a year. It could be worse. We don't know. It could be better, but it's not going to be like it was. There's just no way. But we don't know what's going to happen moving forward. That's always the case with real estate. So if you're waiting for that next buyer, like if you're talking with your real estate agent and the real estate agent's like, I really think that we should go with this price. And you say, no, we really need to go with a better price because mom and dad really needs the money and we're not in a hurry to sell. So we'll just see if someone, I used to be a we'll just see person, we'll just see what happens. I'm not that way anymore. I've been involved in too many listings over the past year that have sat, and I've dealt with this, that I know for sure that you're not going to, waiting and seeing is only going to cost you more money. Procrastination is only going to cost you more money right now in every single aspect of this process. So you do need to have a sense of urgency, and the sense of urgency needs to be, it's costing you money to have a house that nobody lives in. It's taking money out of your mom's or dad's account to pay for the electricity and the water and the insurance and all these things. Even if that house is paid for, it is costing you money in equity because the house prices are not going up, they're going down. So now is the time that you need to sell, and you need to sell it at the right price that is going to get you a buyer. Be serious about it and tell yourself that this is something you're going to do. And if you need to, you just got to hire professionals to help you so that they can keep you on track and you can get the process done. And I can help you with that. I've been a part of all these conversations. I've been a part of all these industries, and I can certainly help guide you in the right direction. I'll put my contact information in the bottom because I'm here to make this process better for you. So have a great day. Bye.